This is JB. I live in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and today I'm going to talk about the upcoming NFL draft. So, at the end of this month, the NFL draft is coming to Green Bay. This has been something that's been talked about for many years, and they've been planning for a couple of years for this to happen. And it's going to be a really, really big event. Um, Green Bay, the city itself, has around 100,000 people, and there are couple 100,000 more in the surrounding city. So in the metropolitan area, there's something around 300,000 people. So altogether, it's not small, but it still has the feel. Green Bay has the feel of a small city because it is a small city. And when this event comes, hundreds of thousands of people from all across the country and around the world are going to come just so they can be around the NFL and maybe see some of these players or different representatives or team general managers, owners, coaches, different people who will be here, and then all the media people and all the other hangers on and wannabes and some actual celebrities coming. They just want to be around and see what's going on, and it's going to be a mess because like Green Bay is a city, but like in Ashwaubenon, which is a town, it's a city located right next door to Green Bay, actually where the stadium is, where Lambeau Field is. A couple of years ago, when the Chick-fil-A opened, it caused a huge traffic mess, and then when the in the same area when the Hy-Vee grocery store opened, it was a major event in the history of the city. Like people were so excited about this, it was like we got Disney World or something. I don't know. Like everybody was really excited. So big events like this don't happen. Yes, of course, at Lambeau Field there are football games. Sometimes there are concerts, but those are very well controlled. Like the Packers know how to do this; they do it for a living. But to have this NFL draft, it's bigger than any football game that we've ever had here. There's going to be hundreds of thousands of people coming, and they're going to be coming from everywhere, and they're going to have to bus in because there's not enough hotel rooms for hundreds of thousands of people in this area. But it's going to be a good thing for businesses of all sizes, especially like restaurants and hotels and some individuals who have houses that they're going to rent out and people who provide services to the kind of services that visitors might want. They'll do well, and that's good for them. But for me, I'm getting the hell out of town. And the reason is because it's going to be a mess. Like, if you take a Lyft that normally costs $7 or a Uber that normally costs $7, it's going to be $100 when the draft comes. And like, if you want to go to your favorite restaurant, you might have to get on the waiting list. You might have to stand in line that's going to be 100 yards long. You might have to just not get your food. You might have to just go without. Like it's going to be a huge headache. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Chicago, and there is way more people in Chicago. There's many millions of people in Chicago. Not many millions, but there's millions in that metroplex. And so there's a lot more people there, but they got it controlled in Chicago. They've done this before. This is not their first rodeo. So they can handle it. And it's a much bigger area, and uh, they know how to do it. So I'm going to go to Chicago and be around all those millions of people rather than stay here because I just don't want the headache. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a wild house. I don't know why the NFL wanted to do this other than because Green Bay has a lot of football history, more than 100 years. It's a city that um, is still a very small market and it's owned by the fans. And so there's this idea that like it's not owned by a billionaire and um, like the people decide, even though they really don't. But So there's that aspect of it, and the fact that it has a feel of like a community, because like in Green Bay, it's not the law that you have to be a Green Bay Packers fan, but you pretty much have to be a Green Bay Packers fan. Like if you're not and you don't know what's going on with the team, you can't talk to people in public because there's nothing to talk about. Nobody wants to talk about anything else other than the Packers. So like you go to the water fountain and they say, "Hey, how's Jordan Love doing?" You say, "Who?" And they're like, "Okay, we're not talking to you." I mean, you kind of just to have basic social conversations, you have to know what's going on with the Packers. Um, it's just like going to a different country. If you don't speak the language, it's going to be a little tough there. And the same thing is true in Green Bay. But I liked the Packers even before I came here. I didn't like them when I was a kid, but before I came here, I liked them because I learned more about how the team is um, owned. It's they say owned by the fans, but really it's a nonprofit corporation, and so I like that it's not owned by a billionaire because I grew up as a Panthers fan in North Carolina, and we had a billionaire owner who um, was not a very likable person. But and I also like the idea that the team does create like a sense of community. You see everybody wearing their green and gold and giving each other high fives and excited for the game. You know, on Friday, everybody wears their football colors and everything. And so that's kind of cool. And like everybody in the community, from people that just got here last week to people that have had family here for 5 generations, everybody's a Packers fan. And so that's kind of neat. But yeah, it's Green Bay is a cool place in some ways, but in some ways it's a cold place. But that's a different story. In the winter, it's very cold. But it will be interesting to see how it is able to handle this sudden influx of people, um, because I don't know how that's going to work, because a lot more people than we have room for are going to come here, and I won't be here in person to experience most of it. Hopefully, I'm going to get out of town in time. Got some things to do in Chicago, and then I'll come back after it's all over, and hopefully it won't be a mess. But anyway, all I wanted to talk about was what's coming up, just the NFL draft in Green Bay, and why I'm leaving. Thanks for listening. Have a good day. Bye.